Welcome back to a special episode of Put It on the List. This week, we have two shows. One show was exciting with great performances, and we did not want it to end. The other one was the Oscars. We got Oscar results and takes. We also discussed the season finale of The Last of Us. Banger episode. Let's start the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm joined by a runaway firefly, Mr. Bad Takes Andres.
I'm glad your mic just cut out right there. Ha.
Did it?
Yeah.
I tried really hard not to.
Yeah. That's what happens when you scream into your mic, especially scream negative things about the man himself.
Oh, whatever. We're about to find out.
Dickhead.
Yeah. All right. All right, man. We, full disclosure, we did not watch all the Oscars, but we kept up with the results, and here we are. You watched a lot of it?
I watched a lot of I watched all the fashion. Total.
Yeah. Florence Pugh looked nice, and
I didn't know she was there.
What's that? Yeah,
I didn't know she was
Ana
there.
de Armas looked nice.
No
Pedro
comments.
Pascal looks nice.
Yeah, he's a fun dude.
Yeah.
Austin Butler not looking like Elvis. That was good. Looking healthy.
Mama, I didn't win an Oscar, Mama.
Yeah, people.
But they never give Oscars to young guys, huh? Who's the youngest person that you can remember that won an Oscar?
I think Jodie Foster, but that was like what, in the 60s or 70s. Totally different times.
Bro.
Not now.
Yeah. Not now. Not now.
All right,
man.
So we're gonna do
some records were broken yesterday. Somebody's particular movie was on fire yesterday.
Hey, which movie was that?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Weird.
Didn't you have that as your favorite movie or best movie? Or
that was my number one pick for last year.
Yeah, man, good job. It was my numero something.
It's funny.
Not number one.
Yeah, we saw it in the summer or something. It was like, dude, this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
I was happy I bought it. As soon as we watched it, I'm like, I'm buying this fucking movie. So we got it. We watched it again, and that movie's awesome, man. It's just, I can see how a lot of people won't super dig it. I know a lot of people who couldn't dig it and get into it and handle it because of like the pacing or the ideas, and there's a lot going on in that film. Like, you got to watch it several times, or you just got to be one of those savvy viewers like myself that pick up absolutely everything from the first time you watched it. And there you go.
Yeah, and it ramps up even more. Like the third act, you're like, because the second act, it kind of goes bananas, but the third act is just like, you're like, what am I looking at? Like, you have to process everything. It's a lot. It could be overwhelming, especially like if you didn't sign up for something like that. You're like, oh shit, a lot of things are happening and I don't understand it.
Especially because the first 10 minutes are so kind of slowish.
Yeah.
And like, if I didn't know, like,
mundane.
Very mundane. And if I didn't know better, like going in, like, I'd be like, what am I watching? But I knew at some point it was going to take off like a rocket ship, and it totally did. And I'm like, hell yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So some of the noteworthy items were it swept the acting. I think every acting category it was in, it swept.
Yeah,
which was
good for them,
wild.
Man. Yeah, it started with Short Round. He won Best Supporting Actor, and then Jamie Lee Curtis, and then Michelle Yeoh. Man, they just kept winning. And then the directors won.
They won for writing and directing. And they won for Best Picture. Man, wild. And what was cool when so when Ke Huy Quan won, it was Harrison Ford who gave him the or announced it. And I was like, what? Like, how amazing was that?
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's so cool. And Spielberg was sitting in the audience when it happened. Like, whoever would have guessed that shit? Like, that's insane.
And his speech was heartfelt. Like, look, Mom, dude, yeah. I won an Oscar. I'm like, dude, that was like, I had to get my things together and not man up. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt it. I was happy for him.
Dude, his whole thing was, I as an immigrant on a boat coming over, and then I was in a camp for like an
refugee camp, for a year.
Refugee camp for a year. And I'm like, dude, and then everything he's been through, and like, and he wins the Academy Award, like, I don't know, 4 decades later, like, amazing.
Yeah, good for him.
But yeah, that was cool. And then Jamie Lee Curtis winning, I'm like, cool. Should we address the Angela Bassett thing right now?
Sure. You know, I think early on, Angela Bassett was a front runner for this award for her role in Wakanda Forever as the Queen. And she did a great job. She was nominated. And, you know, this small film, Everything All at Once, just kept building momentum, and everybody kept, you know, and then she won the SAG award. I think Jamie Lee Curtis won the SAG, and then it was like, oh man, it kind of flipped the narrative. I'm like, oh, she might win this one too. And they announced it. When they announced Jamie Lee Curtis, the camera just was like on Angela Bassett's face. And let me tell you something. I know unhappy women. I've seen that face before. I've seen that face. Unhappy women face. I've seen that face, and she had it. She had that face, and I felt bad for her because they kept kind of like going, like, you know, like, we don't need to see her. She's not happy. Don't like. I felt like it was a little like
rubbing in her face or something.
Yeah. And then
at the same time, like, I saw the footage, and it's very brief. Like, I don't know what happened, but everyone stood up except for her, and I was like,
Yeah.
Like, if she was really that upset, is she really upset at Jamie Lee Curtis? It's not like it's her fault. It's not like she's the one who's doing anything. Like, they should all kind of celebrate each other, especially it's like women. What is it? Chris Rock has that joke. Women hate women. I'm like, damn. Yeah. Like let's try not to do that, actually. But I don't know what happened there. I mean, I don't know if she even deserved to be nominated. Hot take. I mean, she was very good.
Boom,
but as far as
pop.
The roles and like the length of the role and the depth, I don't know, man. She was good, but Oscar winning good. Like, there was some really good stuff going on here. Like, I would have chose Carrie Condon over her because she was just so like whipfire and like this trippy film. You know what I mean? Versus I don't know. Anyways, but I thought that was whatever. I'm happy for Jamie Lee Curtis because she accepted it like a professional, and she thanked the hundreds of crew. Like, she totally acknowledged it. Some people don't do that. Like, they don't understand. Like, in order for her image to get on screen in front of anyone, it takes hundreds of people to get there. Like, it's seriously, it's insane.
Yeah. And one last thing that I want to add to the Angela Bassett thing was that Michael B. Jordan and Kang. What's Kang's name?
Oh, Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. So they came out to present an award for cinematography, and right before they got into their thing, Michael B. Jordan was said, "Hi, Auntie, we love you." So kind of like a little, "Hey, we see you" kind of thing. So I think that kind of like, you know, that was nice. It was nice.
Sure.
That was a nice thing they said. And Jamie Lee Curtis, man, like my first memory of Jamie Lee Curtis was Trading Places.
Same.
Because so that was not a movie I should have seen at that age.
Same.
But that was my first memory of her. And
my vocabulary increased after that movie. My vocabulary and my worldview increased.
Yeah. And so anyway, it is definitely nice to see her on top like that. And she kind of just like the last few years, I think she's embraced the Scream Queen, you know, title aspect of her career. because she was she did all the Halloween movies again and all of that stuff. So I'm happy for her.
Dude, I thought she was fantastic in Knives Out. Like, I was like, she was kind of like almost like a scene stealer. Like, she was just so on the level in that film. Like, dude, like, she needs to do way more cool stuff. And then she did this. I'm like, yep. Like, she gets it. She gets it. She's just going for it.
Yeah. She was on that show. I think it's a horrible show as far as like how do I describe this? She was on a show called Screen Queens with Roberts, not Julia Roberts' niece.
Emma
What's
Roberts.
Her name? Emma Roberts, yeah. And it was like a serial killer type show, but it was like a satire and it was so funny. And it's kind of underrated and stuff, but man, it was hilarious. And she was in it and it was called Screen Queens. And it was pretty good. If you ever get a chance, check it out. If you want to laugh. Sure, and what's his name? Glenn Powell's in it too. Glenn Powell's in it. Emma Roberts.
That's your guy.
Yeah. And, ooh, damn, dude, I'm forgetting all these names. John Stamos is in it. A lot of people. All right, moving on.
I want to talk about the other film that was did well. I think it won like 3 or 4 awards. Is All Quiet on the Western Front. It's on Netflix right now. And it took Best International Feature. That's a good win. That's a very good win. Best Cinematography. That's a huge win. It was up against some really cool stuff. But the Batman and Top Gun should have also been considered. But whatever. Moving past that.
Yeah.
Got production design and best score. Those are some good wins for a foreign film, man. And it's also available on Netflix. And you watched it. I only watched maybe 45 minutes. And man, I was in. It was good.
Yeah. The cinematography I get, because I remember some of those action sequences are pretty cool. And, the war movie has been around for a long time. So you figure there's only so many ways you can shoot somebody. But that has some pretty cool set pieces and really cool shots in the film itself. So
yeah, the compositions were like it's just really, really well shot. Like there's some really great shots in the film. Definitely recommend it. It's a little rough. It's not a happy one, but I was really happy to see that get some fucking some accolades going. What did you think about what was it? Best Actor. Did you see The Whale?
I have not watched The Whale. No. I don't know if it's streaming yet. I think you have to rent it or buy it. I'm not sure if it's anywhere. And,
I'm so curious.
I'm curious too. I was just like, Aronofsky's kind of like hit and miss, and you kind of have to be in the mood, and because you don't know what's gonna happen. And I heard the film is so, but I heard that he's really good in it. So we'll see. I saw like a time lapse thing of him getting into his makeup.
I saw that too. Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's a lot of work.
I could never do that. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Just CGI it.
Yeah, man. But congratulations to Mr. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, very cool. What else you got? I got a couple more, but go ahead.
Really cool. I'm excited for Mr. Guillermo del Toro winning Best Animated Film for Netflix, Pinocchio.
But dude's I don't think Netflix is 2 statues.
Yeah, I don't think Netflix is making enough hype about it. Like, hey, we have an Oscar, because they've been trying to get an Oscar forever, and like this is a pretty big category, I think.
I would say so, but I would say 2 things. This is probably one of the weakest years for animation. I haven't seen all of them, but none of them strike me as like, whoa, I have seen some of them and they're good. Yeah. But they were like Mitchell's versus the Machines was one of the first ones like in a long time. I was like, holy
that was
shit,
a good one.
This is that and Spider-Verse. So I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? I haven't had those kind of feelings in a while. And we tried to watch Pinocchio. I think we got 15 minutes in. I think we got 10 minutes in. 5 or 10, and Christina threw in the towel, and I just kept going. And I lasted another 5 or 10, and I threw in the towel because that shit is like bleak, freaky and weird. And it's like there's just not a lot there that I was like, that kept me in. I was just like, what is this? It was kind of, it just felt kind of,
like, but it looked amazing, right?
Kind of like, like there's like, it is not a happy film. Not a happy film.
Bro, you haven't give Puss in Boots brought the heat this year, bro.
Dude, I heard it's so good. I keep looking for it. I haven't found it. It's not available. I think
it's on Peacock.
Yes,
it's on Peacock. They just put it on Peacock.
Oh, now we got
the cock strikes again.
Huh. So yeah, cool for them.
What else we got? Anything else standing out to you?
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh, first Asian American woman to win Best Actress. Like that's cool. And considering she's been around like for a long time and she's put in the work and she's good. I'm still like 50-50. I didn't see the other like categories. Like Cate Blanchett is always amazing. Fucking Ana de Armas is very good, but Blonde was unwatchable, at least in my opinion. Michelle Williams is also very good, but she already won something, I think, already, so she'll be all right. But the momentum, you can't stop the momentum, man. Everything Everywhere All at Once. So there you go.
I listened to her on a Mark Maron episode of What the Fuck podcast.
Yeah, great.
And
great podcast.
She's really well spoken. And I was like, she sounds really graceful and, tactful and elegant and stuff. So
I don't know if you noticed during all the speeches, if you've seen them all or some of them, every speech from a winner from that film, they had the most down to earth speeches. Like everyone was like super down to earth. Like they weren't like, I'd like to thank my agent and my manager and my CEA agency. And you know what I mean? Like these guys were just like, my wife, and we're going to go do laundry tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. We have this Oscar. And you know what I mean? Like they're
that's so funny. Yeah.
Like regular life. Yeah. They're just like down to earth. The film editor who won for Everything Everywhere All at Once, he's like, this is my second film. This is insane. I can't believe this. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were all just so down to earth and like thankful. Like these other people are just jaded. Like, fuck, if I don't thank this person, they're going to be upset with me in the morning. My accountant's going to be upset if I don't. You know what I mean? It's like weird.
Yeah.
But those guys were all like super, had a lot of humility, and it was so cool to watch that.
Yeah.
But anything else?
No, I think overall I'm just happy that I feel like the movie that won all the awards should have won the awards. So I was kind of happy with it. I mean, like I watched, I don't know, like 7 out of looks like the only one I haven't seen was Women Talking and The Fablesmans and Avatar. But I mean, I think this movie deserved it. So I'm happy that it got the accolades to back it up, and it's nice to see something weird and different. Dude, instead of like some traditional Oscar bait type movie, you know?
Yeah. Definitely Oscar baity. I don't think at any point when they were shooting this thing, did anyone go like, yeah, we're going to win an Oscar for this crazy insanity shit. You know what I mean? They were just trying to make the funnest, best film they could. Like you can see like other people, like when they were making something like, we've got a shot this year. You know what I mean? Like when they're making The Well with Darren Aronofsky, you know, they were like,
in the back of the head, are like,
yes.
Ooh. Yeah. The was it a Banshee one? That one too? There's a bunch of them. Yeah. Tar. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
100%.
I like Tar, but it was a little pretentious to me. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
But I like a little simple movie sometimes. All right. Moving on. All right, dude. Season finale.
Yeah.
Season finale of The Last of Us. All right.
All right. Clearly, we haven't spoilers.
Yeah.
So just that's all this is going to be for spoilers. Just so you know, like if you're not going to click on this unless you're going to already watched it. But
yeah,
fire away, dude. Fire away.
Fire away. All right. Let me tell you, I was surprised how emotional I was to begin with, because like in the first few minutes where the episode started and they were like showing Ellie being kind of like, I don't know, aloof, you know, like just drifting off and stuff. And then Joel being like this little puppy, like having something new, or like, oh, look at this. Look, oh, we can do this. We can do that. Totally opposite of what they were. Right. Mm-hmm. And then Ellie being like, at first I was thinking like, oh man, this is trauma from the previous episode.
Oh yeah.
And then her saying, Joel, I'll go with you wherever you want to go. you know, blah, 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 after we take care of this, right?
Yeah.
After we finish what we started.
Bro.
So then shout out
Joel's
to...
like, let's just, Joel was just like, let's just, if you want to stop right now, let's just go back to a safe place and just live out our lives.
Yeah. But I think that behind everything, I think that both knew what was at stake or what could happen. So, and shout out to one of my coworkers, Alejandra, for pointing this out, that she thinks that Ellie knew what was going to happen. She figured that in her head. That's why she was thinking about it. And why she told Joel, like, no matter what, I want to finish this because I want to, you know, we set out to help people. And so I think in the back of her head, she knew that something like where they're going to just, you know, use her as an experiment, basically. And she was ready to go. And I think she kind of knew. That's what I got from.
I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on it. I mean, if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. But that world's a crazy world, so I don't know. They never really explicitly said anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I mean, the relationship with them and how close it got, and how he was like, "I'm just going to take you wherever you want to go, and you'll go with you." But she even said, "I'll go with you wherever you want, but we have to go here first." Maybe it indicates that she didn't think she thought she was going to leave that place. You know what I mean? She said, "I'll go with you anywhere after this thing." Like, clearly, if she thinks it's done once you go to the hospital. But
I think she said that for him. I think she said that for him because how he was.
Could be.
Because he was all like, you know, like, I love you, you know, like you could feel that from him. And then when she said that made me a little emotional too, because I was happy that they were finally one, you know, like they were together.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me, I was surprised it made me so like get in my feelings about it. Like as a dad, you know, like your kid telling you that, you know, you're like, oh man, that really got me. So kudos to the show for achieving that. And that was like in the first 10 minutes of the episode. And then you move on, and then you get to them just walking and talking. And then like that scene where you see the guy behind them, like pop the grenade and then throw it. You're like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And again, kudos to the show for keeping us on the edge of our seat, because we don't know who it is or anything like that. And the story just kept progressing. And as soon as he woke up, he was like, "Where's Ellie? Where's Ellie? Where's Ellie?" That's all he cares about, man. He's like one-minded, right?
His daughter.
And like, and nothing can stop him from keeping her safe. And like he went full fucking Terminator mode after that.
At that point, like, she was his world, and he's gonna do whatever it takes to like keep his world. And I know the idea, she would technically almost be a savior to the world if this fucking procedure worked, which is no guarantee that this thing was gonna work. These guys haven't done any major surgeries in like 20 years. Let's face it. You know what I mean? Like the lab equipment.
Fucking doctor from?
Yeah. They're all young. I'm like, you clearly didn't go to medical school, dude. Like medical schools ended like 20 years ago. Like, who are these folks? And they got like the medical university in the future. They're like, oh shit, here's some fucking band-aids and here's some expired penicillin. Good luck.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But they had the facilities and they're ready to start doing some shit. And the idea of the cordyceps were in your brain. I'm like, oh shit. Like, couldn't they use one of those things with the camera on it and just kind of like go and just kind of look and like maybe take a little piece out and don't have to like, you know,
or pull a sample or something, bro. Like, why you gotta like just go full in like that, man?
Let's just crack it open.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy to see Joel like that, like no emotion, Joel. Like, holy shit.
The one thing I didn't like about that was it was too one-sided. Like he was in a hallway with 3 dudes with assault rifles shooting at him, and he just walked straight towards him and shot him. Like, I'm pretty sure you're not going to miss at a certain range. Like if he had been more
I was waiting for them to show him with a shot or something, like like on the shoulder. Maybe he didn't feel it or something in the beginning. I was waiting for them to pan down.
Like it was 2 Terminator 1. You know what I mean? Just walking into a police station and shooting everyone. At least Terminator got hit a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Joel didn't get hit once. Like are these Fireflies that shitty? Like I didn't understand it. it was a little too
they started putting guns down and he started executing motherfuckers. I was like, damn, dude, like, why you gotta like do it like that? And then like Marlene was just like, you can let me go. And he's like, walked up to her, was like, no, because you'll never stop looking for her. Yeah. Pop. They didn't even think twice. Like, nothing emotional process. No, it's over. That's it. I'm taking care of this kid.
All right, he's got to finish the game, and he's out of there.
Yeah, and Ellie, I don't think believes him 100%. There's doubt there.
No, she doesn't.
You know?
No, 100% she does not. And it sucks because like as a parent, he's got to lie to her. Yeah. And as her, she kind of almost knows she needs to be lied to kind of keep this relationship alive with the one person she trusts, even though there's the question of trust, which will probably be a huge thing in season 2. And I love the fact that it was not drawn out. This show was like, I think the shortest episode of all the episodes. They just went in, did their thing, and got out. And I was like, how are they going to get in? But they did it. They totally accomplished it. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I love the scene where they show the birth of Ellie. And
dude, how wild was that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And like when Marlene got there at night and like the mom had like the knife or the cutter in her throat just in case, because she knew she had to protect her till they got there. But just in case something started to turn in her head, she was just going to be like, you know, do herself in. That was pretty crazy.
Dude, and also, did you know that actress is Ashley Johnson? She plays the voice. She's the voice actor and the motion capture actor of Ellie in the game.
That's the tidbit I was gonna drop on you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I had the same one, same little nugget.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, that's cool, man. They did that the other week with the other guy that played Joel, and he was on the cannibal guy.
And they did it in a way where it's like respectful. It's not like it just pops out like, I'm this random guy who's making a random cameo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just there to do a good job. It doesn't take away anything. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the episode, and it just makes me want more. I mean, like, I felt a little, I don't know, gut wrenched a little bit because of how Joel went out. You know, like he's going through a lot of emotions in this episode. He went from like the last episode from realizing that Ellie is his daughter, or like loves her as a daughter, and then to the potential of him losing that again, and he's not gonna let that happen. And like, I don't know, man, it's a weird spot because he did some pretty, like, he was straight up murdering people, you know, like cold-blooded. So it just made me feel a little bit weird, you know.
No, there's a big moral gray area. It's not like I only do this one thing if I absolutely have to. It's like, I'll just do it just in case I'll murder all these people, just to cover all my bases. You never know. Yeah.
I'm like, did he let the nurses go? I'm like worried about the nurses. Did anybody make it out of the hospital?
That was the one thing I'm like, because the doctor picked up the knife and immediately shot in the head. I'm like, okay. The nurses,
unplug her.
They were not super threatening. So I'm like, if he kills the unarmed young nurses, like, I think that would be the point where I think Joel finally crossed the line. Like every person he's killed has in some way threatened him or Ellie. But those nurses were like non-threatening at all. So I'm like, is he going to shoot them? Is he going to cross the absolute line? Yeah. But they never showed it. I don't think he did. But then again, I don't know. But anyways, rough stuff. Fantastic ending. Loved the show. Excited to go back and watch it. There, for the viewers or people listening, there's a bonus episode on HBO called The Making of Last of Us. I had to you type in Last of Us on HBO, it doesn't show up. If you put Making of, it shows up. How shitty is that? And it's really cool. They go into like the production design and they show where they filmed this here and this film there and how they art directed it all. They built the sets. It's like, it's very technical from the creative standpoint. So it's a lot of fun instead of listening to an actor going, so in this show, I played this and they're like, no shit, we watched the fucking show. Like, show us the cool stuff.
So you're saying you hate actors? That's what I got from that.
Actors are great, but we know what they do. I want to see how they built some of those sets and how they blew some stuff up and how they designed some of those action sequences and how the fuck did they have like 80 fucking dudes coming out of the ground looking all crazy while things on fire. Like, I don't know how you did that. Like, that was wild. Like,
no, wild. That was cool. Yeah, I'm just messing with you. Relax, baby girl. Yeah, no, I was looking for it too. I think it just showed up on my home screen now, just added. So I don't know if it didn't happen last night, but today it popped up. So yeah, the making of The Last of Us. I wouldn't mind seeing some more Pedro Pascal. You know, he's the it guy right now.
What are the odds? They have to show his face at least one time on The Mandalorian this season, right?
Yeah.
At least once. We'll see.
At least once. Maybe I don't know, man. He just went in the water. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's such a weird, arbitrary rule. Take your helmet off. You're not one of us. But if you go take a bath over here, you're one of us again. Who the fuck came up with that one?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's
so. What are you going to replace this? Overall thoughts for the season? What do you think, man? Is it one of the best first seasons of all time? What do you think?
I would say, yeah, Breaking Bad was fucking fantastic too. It's just a whole other thing. But it's also not like an original property. It followed the game, which was written like 8 years ago or something, really closely. So it's already done. They just need to figure out how to translate it. And the best thing that they did is they put the story and characters over like the spectacle and the action, because it really got you into it. And they didn't want to like spend. They were very selective where they spent their money on the action stuff. And when they did it, it looked great. So that's why it was memorable. If it was like Cheeseball, you wouldn't have been like, it's another ridiculous action film like these shows on TV where they have to have like a fight of the week and it's super fucking boring.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget that it was a zombie show, you know, because there was the story was so compelling as far as like the relationship between each character. So
and some of the humans
kudos
were
to
like,
them.
Yeah, and some of the human villains were even scarier than the fucking zombies. You know what I mean? So it's like, oof.
Yeah.
And then let's see.
They did a great job of moving the story along each week, where you didn't spend like 5 weeks on one villain or one town or whatever. They're like in and out. Let's go. You know, and man, that's really refreshing, because sometimes some of these shows, man, they're just like cash grabs and like, we're gonna milk it as long as we can. I'm like, no, we don't want that shit. We want compelling stories and we want it to look nice. Can we do that? Can we do both?
Say what you need to say and get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, they announced the second season early on, which is going to be a while out. And I think the second season, they're going to split into 2 seasons, or based on the second game. So it's going to be at least 3 more seasons coming, which is awesome. And it's supposed to be a little bit of a time jump, but they already announced that the characters, the actors are all still staying the same. I couldn't see it any other way.
Me either.
Super enjoyable. Just as you were asking, what can replace it right now? I want to go back and try to watch Station 11. We tried it once. It was good, but I really want to get back into it again with a different perspective.
Yeah. For me, I mean, coming up in a couple of weeks, we got Succession, season 4. So I'm excited for that. And I was going to tell you, there's a shout out to the Ringer Prestige TV podcast, because they're doing Hall of Fame episodes of Succession. So they're picking the best episodes from there. And that might be like something that you can get into. And like, I don't, like you say, like, oh, you don't want bad people doing bad things to each other, but you love Knives Out. And it's like, they're the same people. They all know each other.
And Breaking Bad is the same thing. It's like bad guys, like there's different levels of bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no, I get it.
But there's no murder. There's no murder in Succession.
It's just
douchery.
Trying out. Yes. But in funny,
did I just make up a word? Douchery. Douchebaggery.
It's probably been around. That's definitely been around. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I'm excited for the next one. I think that our next one's gonna be Barry. That's gonna be our fucking our medicine.
April, huh? April 16th.
Yeah. So we're gonna at least have like a little time to be a little more productive in the evenings some of these weeks. So we'll see what happens there.
Sounds fun. All right, man. Anything else you want to add to this? I mean, it was cool to talk to you about this, and it's kind of like an instant reaction. We just watched this last night, so all these thoughts are fresh in our head.
I think the rewatchability is very high. and I super love. Like, we've already rewatched this few parts of different episodes, and they're just as good, and it's still fresh, and it still feels good. So kudos to making a show that's this good. And it sucks because it's so early in the year. It's going to be like another year before like the Emmy Awards get announced, and hopefully it gets nominated for some shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I think everybody involved did a great job, and I kind of like the aspect that they got the creator of the game to be part of the show along with the writer. So it felt like a collaborative effort between them, and I think they did a successful job together.
And I think that's why it worked, because they didn't like typically like
shut them out.
Idea. They'll buy an idea and just kick the writer or creator out to the curb. And like someone else, some producer or director's like, we got this, and they totally don't got this. They have like no idea of what they're trying to actually say. They just want to make a thing, get paid.
Yeah, for reals.
And they want to put their own stamp on it. But yeah, this has the creator's stamp all over it, and it's like super respectful to the source material, and that's why it's so fucking successful.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. All right.
I think on that note,
I think that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in to this very special bonus episode. All right. If you like what you listened to, please like and subscribe. Leave any comments or messages. Let us know if we're missing something. As always, thank you for listening. 2 nerds, 1 pod. Let's go. Put it on the list. Bonus.